Hey collectives, I'm gonna cover my information stuff. Working on some stuff. But yes, I made it to my destination. It is beautiful, but it's humid. But I wanted to say this. I have a lot to say. But who gave the authority for Warren Smith, property manager of Reliant Property in Sacramento, headquarters in I believe it's Fairfield, California, and Patty Camacho, who's also a property manager, and they both formerly worked with Wasatch, but they still do indirectly for other properties. So my question is, who gave them the right to unlawfully surveil, hack, stalk, follow, manipulate information, produce personal information to local crackheads, meth heads, unstable tenants to create identity theft within their property and their files? And I do know they moved files to an off-site location to hide their fraud. Yes, they did. So who gave them the right? They're unstable. They're very unprofessional. And they have access to a lot of information they shouldn't have. But who gave them the right to unlawfully surveil, hack, stalk, burglarize, manipulate my information and my belongings and my things? And I want my certificate back from my schooling that you guys stole out of my apartment, which I had under my desk. And I'm demanding it. I'm telling you now, I want my shit back. You guys worked in cahoots with my family, and I do know that for a fact. You turned a blind eye. You used the sheriff department to manipulate my phone calls, installed stingray devices, CCTV cords. You have an on-site surveillance guy, IT guy who works for you guys, who lives on the property, surveilling all the tenants. So who gave you this sick, perverted, access or the right to do this to other tenants? That's my question. That's what I want to know. Who gave you the right to do this shit to tenants? Like I said before, I'm not the only one who was going through this. Other people were going through it, but they didn't know how to navigate the system. They were so stressed. They moved out of the county, out of the city, out of the state, because of these two people's heinous behaviors. And it has to stop. And it's going to stop. You have meth heads following me all the way around town to a whole different city. Raggedy ass cars, busted out windows. And you know they don't fit that community at all. Objects in their hand as if they're going to try to ambush me. I'm too smart for that. Been around. It's not going to work. Many people have died on that property, unsolved cases. For namesake, there's a sheriff investigator who has the same last name as a property manager. Yes, Camacho. Is that where you're getting your information from? From that so-called investigator for the County of Sacramento Sheriff Department? You have sheriff deputies manipulating people's mail, door, giving personal information to these lowlives, bums in that community. Now I see why they're called the bottom. You have local stores calling, Warren, oh yeah, he or she is here. You have your hands on everything because you've been in that community for so many years. It's going to stop. It is going to stop. Who gave you this right to take personal information from tenants and sell it? Who gave you that right to give low-level, unstable, criminals access to one's apartment and burglarize them and steal their things. Personal items at that. Who gave you the right to spread rumors from the community about some untruths? You're going to pay for it. Who gave you the right to unlawfully surveil tenants in their units and compromise positions and spread rumors all over the internet? I have information. I have copies. Who gave you the right to have attorneys, real estate agents, and brokers, and whomever to hack into my system? Who gave you that right? Logging into my email accounts, deleting, reading my emails, manipulating my emails. And I can understand if there's an actual lawful warrant to do these things. These are low-level criminals. Your employees are doing this. You hire meth heads, homeless people. They are burglarizing people's units when they're not home, even in broad daylight. You watch when they leave. You watch when they come back. You have access to the local Walmarts, installing surveillance tactics or gears into people's vehicles with the help of impersonating deputies, cable technicians. Who gave you this right? I didn't have this problem until I moved to that low-level community. I want answers, and I want it now, and I'm going to get my answers. And I'm going to the County Board of Supervisors, and I'm bringing this to the attention of the Board of Supervisors. This is going to stop with me. Yeah, you've been in the community for so many years because you've been manipulating the community and public officials. You put on a facade. I saw right through you when I came to that community. Saying my personal information for the other tenants. Having underhanded dealings with prostitutions and everything else. Foster care contracts. Drug addicts. The eyes and ears of the community who don't really live on the property, live somewhere else. Everybody knows about it, but they're so afraid to speak up about it. You pay them off to not say anything. Where's all that money at? Raising the rents. Where's that money at? You had community forums when I was there. Where's all that money going to? Your insurance information that you use, have people to have renter's insurance. That renter's insurance, that's for your pocket. I know somebody who used to work for you, who told me the whole breakdown. But I didn't believe it at first. Yeah, the insurance that you have as in Utah, yeah, that's your insurance. That's your money pot. That's why so many claims are denied for water damage in your units, because you know it. Now, you go and share this to your friends and sit in your board meeting like style conference rooms and listen to this. This is going to stop, and it's going to stop effective immediately. You had your underhanded FBI agents, alleged FBI agents, your so-called DEA agents who work in North Highlands. Oh, I know. You had me followed around in a SWAT type van with that satellite thing on top, all across town when I'm working. Yes, and I do work. You spread rumors, what kind of assistance I'm receiving, and I shouldn't be doing this and I shouldn't be doing that. What is it concerning to you? Oh, I get it. You want to take the focus off of you for the frauds and schemes and put it on me. I get it. I'm too smart for you. You thought you can set me up. I saw right through everything. You thought I was dumb, stupid, a doormat, doorknob. Yeah, this, that, and the other. You had surveillance cameras watching my child as well, naked in our unit. You're sick. Yes, and I said it. I'm going to say it again. And Reliant Properties who could continue to keep you there. I know you have an investment in that community. You lied to the community that you're a so-called owner. You're not the owner. I have the owner's information. And I have the silent owner's information as well. Yeah, one of the owners who owns Arden Arcade lands, development, properties, commercial properties, homes. Oh yeah, I have that information too. So tell me, are you really the owner or not? You're just an employee, labeled as an emperor from Wasatch. Oh, I get it. The levels. So you go ahead and share this to your fellow people. And for Reliant to take owners I always wondered why didn't the property manager, other property management or acquisitions purchase the bridges of Five Oaks? They should have wondered why. Because of the fraud was going on with the hidden cameras. Tenants were saying this for years, but kind of kept quiet. And then you spread rumors of, oh yeah, don't go to her, she's the police. Because you didn't want those people to tell me what the fuck was going on. I didn't even have an official person. 2 people told me, but I didn't read between the lines at that time. They were trying to tell me what was going on in my apartment. You had 3 cords hanging from my wall in the back, on the siding by the kitchen window. And when I had scanned my room, one of your maintenance guys pulled down that wire that was going from my bedroom to upstairs. A Wasatch employee. Yeah, I got the information. Cooking up meth and shit in his apartment. You had several maintenance people going up and down his apartment during the daytime. For what reason? To get cameras, to get the recordings. You had a tenant who's an SSI deficient, low-level, uneducated tenant on my computer and telling everything she knew to your brother-in-law. Oh yeah, I seen it and I heard it. This is gonna stop. Like I said, I'm not the only one who's been through this. I'm the only one who's fighting back. Because this is disrespectful. You've been getting away with it for many years. I have a whole compiled information, recordings from former tenants who've been through this, if not worse, with me. Than me. Yes, I got it. I found them. It's a wrap for you. You had no right and no authority to take it upon yourself to survey, hack, stalk, manipulate people's vehicles, burglarize their units, steal their items, but yet I'm poor and broke. But you're stealing from me. Oh, I get it, because I have nice things that you low-level SOBs don't have, even if you have the money. But your habits are greater than your standards, if you know what I mean. So like I said, you go ahead and send this to all your so-called colleagues and your, your shareholders, your, fraternity brothers, as they call it. You know what I mean. You go ahead and share this into your investors, the church members, the pastors, the attorneys, and so on and so forth. Go sit around your boardroom and go listen to this. Yeah, I have a list as well. You guys thought you stole my memory cards out of my computers. Who does that? To find what? That's how you spread rumors into the state system, manipulated my arrest record. But you didn't know I was a federal contractor, did you? Oh, yeah, I was. And my record was clean then. Then all of a sudden it was changed to misdemeanor this and 5 days jail of that. And all this nonsense into the system. That's what I do keep, is documentation. And I learned from the best. And that's from the county of Sacramento. You went in there and manipulated, talk about possible, what's it called? Possible whatever the charge was, but you forget, you didn't know that I worked for a federal agency before as a contractor. Yes. And I was. And I have documentation to prove that somebody within this system said, oh yeah, she has more convictions, even a felony. I have that information as well. So whoever went in the system and manipulated my information, I got proof otherwise. And if they really wanted to investigate, they would have investigated further through biometrics. Yeah. So go do your research on that. And I also was a state contractor too. Now, so you're a liar, you're a cheater, and you're a pervert. I don't give a fuck what nobody said, because you are. You had hidden cameras in my apartment talking about it's for surveillance purposes. She's on a surveillance. Well, for everybody didn't want to say nothing to me. Some people try to tell me indirectly, but I didn't get it at the time because they didn't give me much information. They wouldn't even want to talk to me on the property. That's why you had every store I went into, you called those stores up, taking pictures of me and shit. I took pictures of them too, because I already knew what the fuck was going on. And I got their license plates and their addresses as well. You got state attorneys on my fucking phone and the internet and shit. Yes, you did. So I called them up. She was the state attorney that you had surveilling me, the environmentalist, because you knew I'm suing your ass. And I probably have Legionnaires' disease because of that fucking mold and dampness and mildew and bacteria in my apartment. Oh, I got pictures and videos too. You'll never find those. That's what you wanted. You want to take my documents. That's the same MO that every county official have done to other tenants, other people who try to fight back. You break into their apartment or their home, steal their evidence or documentation to say they never existed. And I honestly believe you have something to do with my family as well. I don't believe I know. And I do know. Giving refugees my keys to my front door, bump keys or universal keys, burglarizing my unit, talking about she's home, she's this, and putting poison in my fucking food and my drinks for me and my kids. Who does that? That's attempted murder, you understand me? That's attempted murder. And how I knew is that my condiments were expanding in the refrigerator. For no reason. And no one sees anything. Everybody's hush over there. I know it. I played the game a long time ago. And like Patty said, oh, she's never gonna win. We have people in the courthouse. Yeah, you're right. You keep having your contacts. And manipulating the system and everything else, going into people's identification. Why is it my name all across the United States and under different date of births? Because you guys are hiding shit. I know more than you think I knew. I know who the game players are. You have hundreds and hundreds of people going after one person. That should tell you something right there. Because you're a fraud. You're a fraud, you're a schemer, you're a scammer, and you have these SOBs steal my documents and say, oh yeah, we got her now. We're going to contact the IRS, contact them, and they're going to do nothing. They're not going to do anything. And if they do, it's going to be very minute. You stole my tax documents, you stole my whistleblower documents for what? To say what? Yes, I'm a whistleblower. Because you're a fraud. You kept bothering me for no apparent reason. You wouldn't stop the drugs in my unit. You affected my health and my son's health. And then you're oblivious to the fact that, oh, we don't know that's happening. Yes, you do, because you're part of it. You are part of it. You're part of the problem, not the solution. That's why that pace is so low level and it's low standard. You stopped me from getting to places to reside in Sacramento County, and that's going to stop as well. You're on my phone. I have information as well. Everything I do, I text, call, whomever, and all of a sudden I'm rejected with no explanation. And oftentimes sending application in for a place of residency, and then no one responds, don't even look at my application, but refund my money. Oh, I got the proof on that too. Because you real estate agents and brokers and, you know, the apartment management and all that stuff, you put us in the system and discuss us. Oh, or even say, well, don't hire her. Yeah, because my name is very unusual. And you guys spreading rumors and lies. And that's going to stop too. You're going to pay every dime for that. You put me and my child, my family at risk. You manipulated my family. Pay them at the table. Yeah, she's under investigation. Well, what proof? Where's the warrant? I want to see the warrant. I got it from the horse's mouth. It's the local sheriff's department and your property manager. I got the information. So I was waiting. Yeah, keep stalking me and harassing me on my phone and all that kind of bullshit. You managed to damage my vehicle. Yes, you did. Putting surveillance things on my car and everything else, or tracking devices, use a jammer to jam my phone to get access to my phone. And when I sent it to the phone company, I kind of knew anyway. And then that phone company, whoever called up to talk about she's under investigation, and lo and behold, the low-level confidential informant who's in that community who stepped to me, basically indirectly said, oh, you have pictures of this and that. You went into my emails. You went into my phone logs. You called all my so-called friends and family. And all of a sudden, they abruptly stopped talking to me. After almost 30 years? Come on now. So what investigation am I on, Warren? Where's your warrant? This is going to stop. It's going to have to stop. It's going to stop with me. And I'm going to the board of supervisors. And I'm going to show and I'm going to expose everything. And I have it. And it's a place where you will never find it. Never, ever get a hold to it. Multiple people have this information. And if anything happens to me, it only takes one step of a button. That's it. All the scarcity tactics and harassment and damaging my vehicle and cutting my wires on my car to stop me from making money, calling my job, and, you know, it was not even a job anyway, my contracting gig, and that didn't work. So you think when people are on housing assistance that they can't work or make money? You're dumb, you're stupid, you're low. You want to be in control because you know I know more than you do. Like your maintenance people say, oh, she have a lot of books. What is it to you, you low-level, insignificant criminals? They're going to get a book and read it. How should you know this? How should you know that? Because you guys have a poverty mindset. That superiority complex. You feel that you're above everybody else. As an old wise man told me, you never judge a book by its cover. And those who may know more than you are the ones who sit quiet. Even the homeless people even had told me, and I was like, the dude walked around his basket in front of my unit. He had said something about, you're going to get evicted out. I said, what? Like, no, I'm not. This is way before August of 2022. How is that these homeless people who are in the community know this? Because you have a big fat ass mouth and you talk too much and you give people's personal information to these homeless or insignificant people. You're supposed to hold integrity of people's personal documents in a residential community or tenant, whatever it is, whatever it's called. How do these homeless people, meth heads, know more information about myself than I know about myself? A homeless guy even told me before August 2022 rather, that I was going to be evicted out. How was that? Because you mingle with those people. Granted, you're part of the community. These are homeless people pushing baskets in the trash cans. That shows type of character you are. You have a low standard, low IQ, poverty mindset, you're a criminal. But you want to take the focus off of you because you probably knew you were under some sort of investigation, but you were unaware. That's why you're so paranoid. You always wonder who's doing what and what. Is it the drugs or what is it? You knew you were under some kind of scrutiny. So what do? You will take the focus off of yourself and put it on me, and you worked hand in hand with my brother. Yes, you did. Prove me wrong. Spreading rumors and lies and shit like that. Why can you guys confront me in my face? But yet in my face, burglarizing me, stealing my documents, poisoning my food, going to my cabins. One guy I met online on a dating site, and I knew because I said, okay, I'll be getting people from North Highlands. I said, okay. One guy said he dated a woman at Logan Park. I said, okay, I'm listening. He says, the rumor has it that you're manufacturing drugs. I say, what? Who said that? Well, if you have baking soda on your counter, then they assume that you're making drugs instead of putting your refrigerator for air freshener. It's a long story, right? So I'm like, this SOB. That means that you guys went in my apartment. Who's on my counter? I have baking soda on my counter. If you know anything, you damn dummy, baking soda is used for grease fire. And then you guys came to my apartment and dismantled those stovetop thingies that supposed to ignite in the case of a fire, and then this whatever it is, the fire extinguisher stuff will come onto the aisles. And not even that, you guys manipulated my wiring in my stove to have me, basically get shocked. But that didn't work. It sparked though. And you knew it. So how did this person I never met personally tell me that I had baking soda on my counter? I said, oh, okay, now I know what I was dealing with then. So these low levels think when you have baking soda, you're doing drugs. No, you damn dummy. It's for grease fires. In the event of you're frying up some shit and you have a grease fire, you immediately put baking soda on your goddamn stove. Oh, well, I forget. You guys are low lives. You guys don't know shit about that. Snooping around and shit. Taking my stuff, my SIM cards or my memory cards. Manipulating my personal spices and all kind of stuff. I don't want to say a whole everything, but you took my certificates from my schooling, my degree from my schooling, and I want it returned. Like I said, you're gonna go down for this. Smoothing out water bubbles in the ceiling, talking about her son. Some guy worked at Walmart. I walked up in that mug. That guy said, her apartment is thrashed and her son was a man. I said, what? I got his name and everything. This man I never seen him before a day in my life. Hey, how you know all that? And when I have my inspection and shit like that from other agencies, my place is tidy. You can't tell me how to live. If you're so concerned, clean the fuck shit up. No, because you guys are jealous. Then you have another property manager or owner of that property who lives in Loomis. Is it Loomis or Rockland? One of the two, or Lincoln? One of the two or three. Had sent somebody to me as a love interest, but he didn't know that I knew he was married and worked for a property management in Stockton. He slipped and said, oh, you had coffee in your room, sanitary napkins, this, that, and the other. Now, how do you know all that? That was the greatest setup right there. That silent owner that's in Rockland, wherever he is, or Loomis, or whatever he's at from, up in that region, who has properties in Stockton, who's been on my phone as well, who sent somebody to me and he's married, who works for the same guy. Oh, yeah, I got the information. You think somebody was stupid, a doorknob, a doormat, naive? That's why you can't figure me out. Oh, she's working. She's making all this money. Because you guys are low lives. You never had anything. You never traveled a day in your life. And if you did, it was probably within the United States anyway. You haven't lived. You don't know what the greatest things in life is. You have all this money that you scheme and scam and manipulate, but you use it to pay these low-level people to stalk and harass folks. Now that you guys managed to burglarize my car, damage my vehicle, my engine, shit like that, now you can't follow me. Oh, well, I'm sorry, my phone. But soon that's going to be gone too. Then what? Yeah. But who gave you this right to do all this? Oh, you thought I was going to say nothing. You managed to move me out of that area, which I was going to move anyway. I have the documentation to prove that. You had spreaded rumors and had sheriffs come with this so-called community partnership person. I'm not going to say, the agency, but that didn't work. You changed shit up in the system, and that didn't work either. Yes, you did. Because you have connections. In the court. You have connections in the court, connections in the Sacramento Health Department. You have contracts with them. You have connections with the Sheriff Department, the dirty ones. Oh, yeah, I've seen it all. You have connection with Walmart, local liquor stores. You had even low levels in a raggedy-ass van follow me from way up to Folsom, California, to Best Buy. When I was trying to get an alarm put on my system, he went in there ahead of me, talking about, don't put it, all of what he said, but I'm assuming that he's probably said, don't put an alarm in her car, this, that she's under surveillance. Okay, now if that Best Buy employee would have thought better, he would have said, okay, where's the warrant at, or something like that. People don't ask questions anymore. Best Buy told me, well, it's complicated, put an alarm in your car. But then I found out, as somebody told me, there was the tracking device was in the glove box. But I thought the glove box in front, but in actuality, it was behind the glove box where the wire is for the alarm system. That's hooked up to the alternator. I know that. That's why you guys kept tampering with my alternator. I got the pictures too. Who gave you this authority and right to do this shit? Oh, I forget. You guys probably knew that when my mother was leaving me through my family and wanted to put me on this heightened unlawful surveillance to create a narrative for something that didn't really exist, not really, but did not exist, to steal from me, to steal my inheritance, to steal anything from me. This is the only community that has done that. Because you guys work hand in hand. And that clerk of that court, oh yeah, I knew who she was fucking, who she was dealing with. There's the confidential informant for the community. Who works for the Father's Rights. We don't work with Father's Rights groups, but it's in the Father's Rights groups. Should I say Center for Fathers and Families? Oh yeah, yeah. Who has ties with Sacramento City officials? Oh yeah, I have it. So you go sit around your round table and listen to this. You had wasted a whole lot of resources, money, time, effort. You guys are going down for this. To surveil, to harass, and stalk, burglarize, poison, stealing from, damaging, and have the audacity to put me and my family on the motherfucking dark web. Now, what surveillance is this? What surveillance is this? You guys made a whole lot of money off of me, exploiting me and my family. And who else you guys did this to? The whole apartment complex is routed. They're surveiller tenants. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You have an on-site IT person. I have their contract. Is it John L. Sullivan, the car dealership? Oh, okay. Let's say for name's sake, okay? Yeah. You guys are perverted, perverse. Beyond that, you should be registered as a sex offender. There's a lot of them in that community who are living on this premises without even doing a proper background check. You even had a maintenance guy burglarize one lady's unit, took her TV and stereo in broad daylight. He was a homeless dude. Oh, yeah. That's what they call it the bottom. That's what the county of Sacramento, when all the people who do heroin or heroin, however you pronounce it, and give them needles in North Highlands. So people can't live nowhere else. I should have known better, but I thought otherwise. My mistake and my total regret to ever be placed into that environment. I should have known. Prostitution on Watt Avenue hasn't stopped. Broad daylight. You have the Sacramento Children's Receiving Home down the street. We have employees who exploit their foster youth. You take them out of their parents' care and let them run rapid to exploit themselves. So it can be a cycle of process all over again. I know that as textbook psychology. Oh, I forgot. You don't know nothing about that. You have low-level meth heads driving Teslas and Jaguars and SUVs, and you wonder where's my income coming from. I'm trying to make it, but these level because you're paid them under the table. A lot of these properties do. Underhanded dealings in a white envelope full of money. Oh, I seen it. I'm trying to start a website, and you have the audacity to block my website, to start a business for myself, to generate generational wealth from me and my family. You are so jealous. I'm starting a YouTube channel, and everybody knows about it anyway. I created my own website. You were so angry about that. And then you're a nerd that tell the county, she's against the government. What the fuck? Ignorant. Pure ignorance. Because I wanted to teach a subject that I'm familiar with. If that's the case, won't you go to everybody else on YouTube and do that too? No, because you're jealous of me. You saw my shine. You saw how I operate. And like you said, I don't know where you came from. You were nervous. When you were speaking to me, you were nervous, shaking in your shoes. People have to redirect you. And I noticed the way you look, the way everybody else look, it's like their eyes are not with their body. I don't know what that's kind of called, but I think it's called dissociative disorder or behaviors, I believe. But don't quote me on that. I'm not a professional psychologist. Yeah. You spread all these rumors, all these lies, and it caught up to you. You're not going to find nothing. Everybody's on a rat race. I just laugh. I look, take pictures, video. I'm computer savvy, like I said before. And I've always been that way. I was just compiling information because I was wondering what the fuck was going on. But I pretty much put it together a long time ago. But after the death of my mother, you should know that very well. Before it happened, things really came to fruition. That what I was picking up and what I already knew. These people were, oh, she's evil, she's this, she's that. Well, how do you know I do all this if you're not looking through the hidden cameras? Exactly. And some things, you took the bait. I bought shit on Amazon on purpose, scroll on my phone, which this, do this, that. I just laugh at myself. And like clockwork, you get your Amazon driver, open up my mail, and take pictures. Oh, yeah. And you have the audacity to have the post office work for you, too. Opening my mail and stopping my mail and shit like that. Even the sheriffs were involved. The courts were involved. because they own part of that property, that land. Oh, I got the list too. They don't mind me. I'm just a low level, melanated woman who's trying to make it. But you don't want that. You guys, and I know this too. Maybe there are some melanated people who are doing this in the background because they were broke down and poor, wanted some money. But the people who are going after me, they're non-melanated. I've seen the pattern. You have the Caucasoid or the Caucasian or the white, whatever you want to call it, attorneys, and you have some Mexicans too, but they don't really count. They're just paid. They needed the money. They don't say anything because their immigration status is probably up in an uproar. Who knows? You have my crazy ex, which is Nigerian anyway, but besides that, everybody was doing this shit was non-melanated. Is this discrimination, harassment? Oh yeah, it definitely was. Because you hate to see a person of color shine. And knowing the information that I do know, that irks you, that got you under your belt. I can't have this. How does she know all this information? She's been told this. No, I wasn't. That's what it was. Discriminatory practices. You blocked me from my internet. You blocked me from making my website. You spreaded rumors. I was against the government. How was that? I'm making all this money and all this other extra stuff, but then yet you couldn't prove it. You wanted me to do recertification because you wouldn't know what information I had or what I was doing, whatever. But you should know people on housing towards vouchers, a whole different process. You were getting personal information, wasn't even privy to you. And you knew it. Because I got the proof from another organization who deals with low-income tax credit communities. And I have proof as well. So all the information that you wanted to request from me, my personal information, that wasn't even privy to you because you wanted to find out what is it about me. My personal information, and you try to use that, and I believe you guys possibly put a life insurance policy on me because all this stalking and harassment and trying to run me off the road and surveilling me and taking pictures and shit. Oh yeah, that's unbecoming right there. There's something to it. So this is gonna stop with me. You've done this to many, many, many tenants for years. I was told for years. Before I came on the scene, for years you've been doing this, but they didn't know what was going on. They thought it was just a typical tenant rivalry until we start comparing notes. It's a pattern practices. And when you want them out, you flatten their tires. A whole heap of people in that community had tires flattened. You have locksmiths in the community making keys and fobs for vehicles. What is it to you? What is it to you? You don't run the community. The sheriff deputies run the community. I remember when the sheriff deputy was so upset when he got word from the federal court. Oh, I know. He got on that phone of his. He said, "Where's Warren? Where's Warren at right now?" You came like a dog with his tail in between his legs, standing there, ran in the office because that's where the surveillance camera was at. You wanted to find out if I was home or not. I looked right through the window and saw everything, and videotaped it too. You had the maintenance people come out after they were sweeping the front of the building. They never did that. Since I've been there for the 7 years I've been there, they never ever did that before. Actually, at that time it was 6 years. And then they found out I was home. The maintenance, the guy next door, the Afghanistan dude with his friends, after they were communicating because they were the lookout. The staged event wasn't going to work. How's it that for the first 6 years, I was as good a tenant, no problems, stayed to myself, everything else. Then all of a sudden, the 7th year, you have these problems because you were upset the fact that I told on you. This is all retaliatory. You wanted me to be out in the street, homeless, trapped in my car where I was at. You had the sheriff pull me over, give me tickets for registration, back to back, because you wanted to try to ambush me. That's in my opinion. Didn't work. And then when you found out where I was at, you had all your tenants, not all, but some of your tenants, employees, come to the location where I was temporarily putting up. And you have this guy who worked for the Sacramento Protection Service, which is the security detail, come to the place where I was at, knowing that's not the contracted security people who works for a store near Walmart. Yeah, I got it. How's that you are paying these people to harass and stalk me? I'm not running. You understand? You know what I'm saying? It's not going to work. Like I said, you did to multiple people, a lot of people, a lot in different communities, more so in the Highlands. But who gave you this right to do this? Who gave you this right to do this? You have my family up against me, spreading rumors and lies with my brother. If that's the case, why didn't you confront me about it? Like a band's supposed to do. Not a boy. You had drugs in my unit, affecting my child's behavior, learning, everything else. Made him a slump. You were just jealous. That's what you do. You put us under this unlawful experimentation as well. The whole community is a test subject. You polluted our water. It smelled like gas. Kept shutting the water off and on certain days. Oh, that stopped too real quick until I took notice of it. Why would you turn the water off? Putting chemicals in there or what? Water smelled like gas. Black shit come in our bathtub. Skin starts itching, looking sparkly, shiny, like particles. It's in the water. If we cook and eat with that causes cancer. A lot of people in the community has lymphoma, some sort of cancer. Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm enjoying myself. I'm on vacation. How do you like that? You did me a good service because I was literally getting sick in that apartment, and I'm still sick in this sense, but not as much. But like I said, for the last time, who gave you this authority to do all this? Who gave you this right to surveil and hack and stalk and manipulate records in the system and give out personal information so people can create identity theft on people? Who gave you this right to do this? Who gave you this right to allow real estate investors and brokers and whoever access to my personal information in my computer and my internet and burglarize my unit? Who gave you that right to do this? Where's the warrant? So I was not served one. And if I wasn't, where is it? Who gave you the right to contact the local sheriff deputy to do all this? And especially, the other one that said, especially the other attorney who's a real estate investor. Who gave him the right, if he didn't know where I lived, have a sheriff deputy sit in front of the apartment unit trying to stalk and harass or listen in through their Stingray device? Oh, I got the pictures too. Time and date, everything. Who gave that right? Who gave you this authority? That's what I want to know. I do not want another tenant to have to go through what I went through or experience ever in life through the hands of an unstable property manager or unscrupulous property manager, jurors, and their minions. This is a travesty. To be violated to be surveilled, and to be put on the dark web. That's what gets me. Removing documents out of people's homes, removing personal real estate documents out of the apartment and put them elsewhere. And I know where they're at too. Yes, I do. Having people who live on the property don't even pay rent, but you put on paper like they pay rent, but they don't pay anything. No, and they're not on housing assistance. None of that. It's an exchange to do a job. So you take this video and you go sit around in your round table conference room and listen to this message very keenly. No one should ever have gone through this. Ever. And you knew there was mold, and you kept repaying over mold. You knew, when I first moved there, I was told to keep my windows open. Like, why would they say that? I know how to keep house. But then I learned later. That's why you wanted me out 3 years later, because that's when it started showing through the walls. Leaking and shit. Pipes leaking. You knew this. The whole place is condemned. You understand? And they know it. But people don't complain. When they do complain, you don't do nothing about it, but have somebody come over and paint over it. Use bleach water. You can't use bleach because the pipes are leaking. You understand? Or do you comprehend? Like I said, it's a travesty. It's an embarrassment. But I'm not embarrassed. That shows the type of person you are. I hope you got a whole full eyeful of what you learned. And for whatever religion I want to be in, it's not your duty to determine what I believe in. That's not your right. Oh, because was it Santa Maria? Is that what you guys do? Oh, okay. Whatever you do, agencies you call, manipulate the records, you go into the system, help the sheriff deputies and all that type of shit. It's not gonna work because I keep documentation. I always have. I always have. I have proof of everything. Maybe not everything now because you guys stole most of my stuff, but the stuff that is very pertinent for me, oh, I got it. You try to get me arrested, try to find, like one sheriff deputy try to find something on me, pull me over in the dark. They're probably deciding, should we ambush her or not? Didn't work. Looking around my car, is the license plate on, is not on. You took a picture of my license plate. I don't say you indirectly, but you and your minions, whoever it was, took a picture of my license plate, which was parked on the property. Then it's uploaded to the sheriff's system. What is that, a harassment? Plate matching? What is it called? You wanted me to be arrested, possibly, for my inheritance money. You knew because my family is in that community, and which I didn't even know this at the time. Somebody tried telling me some things indirectly. And whoever knew I was moving before I moved there, they installed those hidden cameras before I would be moving in there. Because you knew what my family possibly showed you. And then the stalking began. Harassment, burglarization. And spreading rumors, oh, the FBI profiler. Yeah, there probably was one, but the FBI they know better. If it's whoever's reported is an anonymous call, which the calls are not also anonymous because they got your phone number, even if you block your number. They use satellite technology. It's so obvious. They're going to investigate you too. The person who's telling the information. Like, who are you to this person? What are you doing? Or is it a bad dealing gone wrong? You're just mad because they're making money? You're not. They always ask those questions to themselves and their team. That didn't work. And private investigators following me. I was doing DoorDash. I'm at the liquor store picking up an order, and I walked into the store because, all the stores in Sacramento that I know has a partnership with the sheriff deputies, the sheriff department. I'm coming out the store. I seen a guy in a black truck with me on the camera. I was shocked. Standing in line at the store. I said, oh, okay. Follow me to point A to point B, this, that, and the other. They were shocked that I caught on to him. I already knew. I've been around. I'm learned. You understand me? I keep saying you. I'm learned. I've been around. That's why you can't figure me out. You know if I'm angry, if I'm upset, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, whatever. You're gonna stress me the fuck out. But I'm about to get off here. I'm almost an hour in here, too long, rambling. But like I said, the question is, who gave you this authority to do this? And what is a private investigator going to do? Give it to authorities? No, they're going to use their own investigation tactics because everything is compromised. Oh, I know that. You're doing this for your own personal gain because you're upset that I blew the whistle on you. I called the state on you for not repairing my bathtub at the time it was coming apart. Then there was mold growing in my bathtub. Regardless if you wash it, bleach it 2,000 times, is the chemicals they use for that damn tub. Polluted water coming out of the pipes. And you're upset for the fact that I called the county on you for the water damage that you refuse to repair. That's why you did this shit, because you're upset. You're a fraud, and you're a schemer, and you're a scammer. Yes, I'm saying it. Prove me otherwise. The contract for the rent for those apartments are a certain amount, and you went way above that amount. And I'm not talking about Section 8 either. I'm talking about regular rent. Market rate rent. You knew it. You thought nobody else would know it. You had attorneys who were former commissioners for the Sacramento County courts on my phone. Oh, who lives in Pilot Hill? How did I get access to my phone? I'm going to leave from Pilot Hill and you go to El Grove every day. And they go back to Pilot Hill, which is El Dorado County. Oh, I know that. And I have their address, too. I would have went there, but I said, no, this was an entrapment. I'm going to wait. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, everything you've done to me, you're gonna reimburse me everything. And you lied that you paid me my money, my rent that I paid, my portion of my rent, and you still have my money. And my judgment, which I know what to do with that. You guys been harassing me so damn much, you take me off my focus. Putting shit on offshores and other accounts and having fake banks and say that you owe them this and that. Home mortgages on a commercial property. Oh, okay, yeah, I got that information too. Now, if I was to do this, I'll be under the jailhouse immediately. That's why you're trying to find something on me, because you're upset. You're a fraud. You've been doing all the bad things for years. You understand me? Years. With other tenants. People were telling me, but I didn't believe it at first. I said, this couldn't happen. Because the community I lived in, very cordial. They respect your property. They clean up. I mean, the outside is beautified. I mean, people mind their business. I mean, of course, people, there's neighborhood watch. But the level of respect for community and love and, the beautifulness, But I should have known. People were telling me, why would you move to the bottom? I was laughing, like, they call it the bottom? Yeah, they call it the bottom. I said, why? He said, that's like the last, it's where they use, basically like the last resort, the end of their life. People who don't have no hope, no, nothing. Illiteracy, you know, all that stuff, all, wherever you name it, is there. And this is when I was just moving to that community. Total regret. I should have known. But like I said, who gave you this authority? And I want answers.